Welcome to the Catbird Quilts. I'm Kathy Martin. In today's video, I want to show you a completed baby quilt that I designed and made as a companion for a crochet blanket that I made over 3 years ago. And I have a lot to say about it, so stay with me. So first, here's the crochet blanket that I made for my former coworker and friend, Brittany, for her first baby. So I have had the pleasure of working with many wonderful men and women over the course of my 30-year pharmacy career, and in particular, technicians who literally the pharmacy would cease to run, and definitely cease to run effectively without them. And so this coworker, Brittany, is one of those. She is, top 5. Love her to death. Hard worker. She's smart as a whip. She has a great attitude. And so when baby number 1 came along, and of course I hadn't started quilting at that point, and I made her blanket, it really was an extension of my love for her. And so I, put my heart and yarn into the first blanket. And then we continued to work together for a few years. I've since moved on from that particular pharmacy, but my love for her and the friendship that we developed in working together has remained. And so that's part of the beauty to me of making things for people that you love. Every time I looked at or worked on that blanket or this quilt, it brought up warm memories and feelings, of just affection and adoration for her. We had so much time and energy invested in our work together and went through a lot at our location that we worked at because we went through COVID in that time period. And all the while that I was working on this quilt, memories of her and things that we used to laugh about and crazy stuff that we did came back and surfaced. And so I now have not one, but 2 makes that I have that have so much of her in them and our relationship together in them. This actual crochet blanket is a spinoff of my original crochet blanket that I made for Paul. Did a video about that. So you can watch that video. Then I made this one, not on point, far easier. And these were the nursery colors. So it was gray and light blue and navy. And then they had a natural wood rocking chair or glider in their nursery. And so I pulled those brown tones for that purpose. And this is what we ended up with. I was hoping that she would love it. She did. And I was hoping that the baby would love it. He did. And she has used it and used it and used it and washed it. And it is holding up surprisingly well, which is amazing because I really did not know what I was doing when I made this blanket. I had made that first blanket and it worked, but I didn't really know how it would hold up to regular use. So the answer is beautifully. So this was the original. And then when it came time for baby number 2 to come along, which I found out about 5 or 6 months ago, I thought, I'll make a quilt. And I was like, oh goodness. But baby number 1 had a blanket, crochet blanket, and I wanted them to look good together and look like they were thoughtful, and so that we didn't have the inevitable oh gosh, her skills have really improved since the first blanket. And they're going to be sharing a room, so the colors stayed the same. And I thought, what if I did a quilted version of this blanket. And I actually did a video about my design process for that. You're welcome to watch that and see how I arrived at this point. And I even did a fabric pull video for the patrons over on Patreon when it got serious. And so now here we are with the quilted blanket inspired by the crochet blanket. And I want to show it to you. So here it is, my quilted version of the blanket beneath it. I made some choices in this quilt after having made the blanket. And the first and probably most obvious one is I did not do a white background. And that's really unusual for me. I love white backgrounds. There are a lot of people who feel like they're entirely too stark. And that can be the case for sure. The reason why I didn't do a white background is because it occurred to me, this is a baby blanket. They spit up, they make messes, they spill things. And the hope is with every blanket, quilt, anything that I make, is that it'll get used and worn and used again and worn some more. If you've had a baby in your life, you know whatever is originally white doesn't stay white for long, whether it's a onesie or a little sweater or a blanket, because babies are messy. If you start off with something white with a baby, it isn't white for long. So on the suggestion of some viewers on that crochet blanket becomes quilted blanket, I opted for Moda Grunge for the background. So it's gray paper, maybe white paper. Probably should have found that out before I started this video. But anyway, it's a Moda Grunge in white or gray. And I tried to replicate the colors that are in the original crochet blanket. And fortunately, I had some of the yarn from the original. Did not have the blanket and didn't want Brittany to know that I was going to do like a brother quilt. So I started with the burnt sienna or ochre, whatever that color is. That's the kind of brown wood, and then had the mustard. I knew I could figure out the gray. And then navy is navy. The blue was the tricky one because I didn't have any more of that, or maybe I did. Anyway, neither here nor there. I tried to really get close to the colors that are in the crochet blanket, with the only real difference being the background fabric. And so that's what I did. And then I went with a more scrappy than normal for me look and made these 9-patch blocks with scraps from those colors. And so we start off with a 9-patch and then a 4-patch that's the exact replica of that part of the 9-patch. And then this little one is this corner, and then a little teeny tiny baby one. And what ended up happening from a design standpoint is it reminded me of nested blocks. And so it, has that big at the bottom, narrows, and then gets big at the other end. And so I did the left justified 2 rows, and then center justified, and then right justified to try to get it to where it was a pleasing arrangement. And I got to tell you, I seam ripped this one more than most. And it was because I really wanted that 9-patch, 4-patch, 1 block. I wanted it to be the same and in the same orientation. And I was trying to chain piece it. And every time I went to chain piece, I would get it turned and used a lot of swear words and eye rolling and sighing, and then pulled out the seam reaper and then did it again. One of these I seam ripped like 3 times and discovered that the very first time was actually the right way, which that's infuriating. But anyway, so I did the whole, figured out the blocks, figured out the spacing in between, cut up the Moda Grunge, which I will say, even though it is a little more muted than its companion, It does have more movement, I think, as a result of that kind of textural addition of the grunge. And so it's not same, which it would have been if I had done a white background. It would not have lent itself to that kind of sense of texture and movement. So I am thankful for that. I used a lot of scraps, which was really fun. And as I said before, not really, bless my heart, I'm not really a scrap quilter. I like the curated scrappy, i.e., I don't do scrappy well. But I put it together and was surprised at how quickly it came together, and then had as usual, oh shoot, what am I going to do for the back? So I used bamboo batting, and I dug through my stash, really trying to use the stash. I think I'm along the lines with a lot of people right now, trying to be resourceful and be a good steward of the fabric that I already have. And I stumbled on this kind of dusty blue, and it is a floral, which I really debated because it is for a boy, but I told myself it's going to be down. It's going to be down. It's on the downside. And from a distance, I don't think it looks like floral. It just looks like a kind of variegated dusty blue. It has itty bitty little flowers on it. I actually had a brighter blue sheet that I had planned on. And then once I got it, because of the gray and because of how muted that is, I felt like it needed something a little more subtle than my original plan. So I bought this fabric at a Goodwill or at a thrift store. I don't think it was a Goodwill, actually. And it was 2 or 3 or 4 yards for like 99 cents. In the fabric section. And I got it with no real plan for it. And then every time I saw it in my stash, I'm like, why did I buy that? I am never going to use that. That is, I fell for the price. And then now I'm glad I fell for the price because I feel like it's actually a nice addition to it. And it's interesting without being too busy. And then, of course, came the question for the binding. And I have this shirt. I had to use every scrap of what was left of this shirt. I've used it in other projects. It actually looks like a bandana, like a monochromatic bandana. That's a thing. And so there were squares of different types of bandana styles. So like the little paisley and then the big paisley, all across the shirt. I just thought, well, it's muted enough that it works with the back, and it's kind of in between this navy and gray. I originally tried navy, and I felt like it was just too stark contrast because there's a lot of negative space. There's a lot of background in this quilt. And then I tried gray, and it was like sad baby. It was just too dull. So I went for this shirt, and because it had all those different patterns across the shirt, it gives the binding a little bit of interest. And I do think it kind of bridges. So it's in the gray family, but it's also in the navy family without being maybe calling too much attention to the binding itself. And so then that was together. I did quilt this one myself, which I tend to do with baby quilts because by the time I have them ready, I really need to go in and gift them. In this case, the baby had already been born by the time I got it together. And it's a size, as you know, baby quilts, best size in the world. You can manage it on your domestic machine, and quilting is just a little easier. Then I had the whole debate about how I was going to do the quilting, and I just opted for actually the design that is in the crochet blanket. So you can see that the way the granny squares came together, it made squares on the diamond as the blanket came together. That's where the little granny square holes are. And I liked the way that looked because you get the square and the diamond at the same time. So I got out my big long ruler and my big long T-square and just kind of Like connected the dots. I put the ruler down across that 9 patch and made that one long mark, and then just worked out from that and did the same in the opposite direction. And what ended up happening is it is surprisingly close to the dimension and size and shape of the blanket itself. Now, the orientation is a little bit different. This one is bigger and, well, wider or longer, depending on how you view it. But the actual block size is really close, and that was my intention. So my hope was that it would not only be cohesive in the color palette, but also in the block size. And okay, it's not exact, but it's pretty close. So in keeping with some of the other baby quilts I've done, I have these little tags. They're light blue, and it has a little white cloud on it, and it says, "You are loved." And so I sewed that little tag in. If you're interested in these, they came from Kylie and the Machine, and they have a whole array of fun labels. But that was one that I felt like would just be a nice little touch. And there you have it, just like that. 1, 2, 3. Best thing about baby quilts, you can really explore new colors, new ideas, new whatever, and it's not big and usually comes together quickly, and they're fun. And then at the end of it is the giving to the new mama or mama to be for her nursery and baby that's on the way. So now that I have Kyrie's blanket to show and the quilted blanket done for Carson, when we get done with the video, I'm going to pack it up, drive it back to my friend Brittany, and she'll get to see the quilt for the first time. And I hope she loves it. I hope it works beautifully for the new baby, who is teeny tiny. He's the cutest thing. And I'm hoping that brother will be proud of his blanket and like baby brother's blanket, and vice versa. And in the end, they will look like they were planned to go together for this wonderful woman that I have loved for a long time and want her to be blessed. Thanks for being with me today as I've shared about my baby quilt inspired by a crochet blanket. I'm Kathy Martin. This is the Catbird Quilts. Thanks so much for watching.